A fighting game needs physics. In this part, we give the player rectangle a position and a speed object. Then we apply the gravity on every frame so it falls downward. We also add a ground check so that the player stops when it hits the floor. This will be the foundation for all the future jumping and falling behavior. So first of all, instead of hard coding these values for our player, I would define a object called the player and provide those values there. This will help us later when we would like to update these values. So for the position, I would say there is an X position and a Y position. And basically we are talking about this point here, right? So the X position is 100, taking from here. The Y position is 0. Great. So we also have a width and height that are these values. Now we can reference this player down here instead of hard coding these values. So I can say player dot position dot X and then player dot position dot Y. Also the width, the player dot width, and the player dot height. Okay, now in order to apply the gravity on the player, we need to define a speed parameter. So let's go here. In frame 1, the player is positioned here and there is a gravity that is pushing downwards. This gravity after frame 1 will increase the speed of the player. So the player in frame 1 is here. Then in frame 2, for example, he will be here. In frame 3, for example, he will be around here. And in frame 4, for example, he will be like this. Okay, so there is a speed that is being added based on the gravity that we have here. In other words, after 1 frame he will move this much, after 2 frames he will move this much, and after 3 frames he will move this much. And how do we calculate that? Well, the position, meaning that this point of the player on frame 2 is basically his position on frame 1 plus the speed that he gained. Now, how do we calculate the speed? Well, the speed is the speed that it had plus the gravity. So at the beginning here, the speed is 0. Then when we want to move here, the speed will be like 0.7. After the second iteration, it will be 1.4, and here it will be 2.1, and so forth and so on. Let's write it, we will understand it better. So after each iteration, we would add to the speed. So let me define a speed here, saying that speed is at the beginning 0. Now, as we move along, we would add to the speed. So let's say that the speed is plus equals the gravity, right? And as we did that, we need to update the position. So the player dot position dot y, exactly. So we need to update the y because the gravity will only apply on the y direction. This will be added to the speed that we have. Now let's go and see how this will affect. Now if I refresh, you see that this goes very fast to the bottom. Okay, great. And if we go here, we know that the player can move to the right and to the left. So there is a speed on the x direction as well. In order to not mix up the speed in this direction, horizontal, with the speed on the vertical direction, we would go and define the speed here, part of the player, so that we can reference the speed of the player. Again, we might have 2 players like we have here, so we want to be able to differentiate between their speeds. Okay, so let's go here and say that we have a speed object for the player, and this speed will be on x-axis, which is currently 0 because it's not moving to the left or right, and to the y-axis, which is at the beginning 0. Now we don't need the speed here anymore, and we can update the player's speed. So we'll say player.speed on the y-axis is added to the gravity. And down here we can add the speed to the position. And if we go back and to here, it's the same thing. Now I want the player to stop when he hits the bottom of the screen. So for example, if the player is here, then it's fine. I don't want to do anything. He can move downwards more. But if he is like, for example, here, the thing that I want to do is to move him upwards. So basically pushing him to here and stop. So here we can say that if the position of the player, so let's say player.position.y plus its speed plus its height, let's say this is greater than 576, which is the height of the canvas. If this is the case, we need to do two things. First, we need to set the speed back to 0, saying that, okay, he hits the ground, so we don't want him to have more speed. We want him to stop, right? We don't check the gravity because the gravity is always there with 0.7. We don't want to change this. This is always available. Also, we need to push back the player to the top. So player.position.y, this is equal to 567 minus the player.height. Now, if I go back, you can see that the player is standing down here. If refresh, he would hit the ground. Okay, I'm not happy with this 567 value. I want the player to be like end up somewhere around here. I don't want him to be like on the bottom of the canvas, so probably somewhere around here. So I would define a ground level or something like that, and give it some arbitrary number. Let's say this is the canvas.height minus, like, for example, 100 pixels. Okay. Now, instead of hard coding these values here and here, I would reference the ground. So if it goes beyond the ground, I want to push him back. Now he will end up here, wherever I define the ground. Now if I say, for example, the ground is like 300 up, you'll see that my player will land on the ground as I want it. But let's keep it as like 100. Then later when we add the image to the animation, we can see that if this value is fine or not.